Hello everybody, my name is Winback and welcome back to another episode of Heroes of the Storm. In our A through Z playthrough, we're playing everybody's favorite tank today. It's not everybody's favorite tank. Johanna is largely considered the most boring tank, and I think that is a falsity of the highest proportion. But she is a tank, she's a main tank, she's one of the easiest to play, honestly, and one of the most difficult to make decisions with. So it's a YouTube video. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe your heart out, and we'll get into this match on Dragonshire. Hanzo versus... No, not Hanzo versus. Hanzo Falstad, Johanna, Leoric, and Brightwing versus Chen, Varian, Sonya, Tyrande, and Greymane. Now, the enemy Varian is the tank, so let's see if he actually chooses the tank talent or decides to be very selfish and an asshole. Fingers crossed for the enemy team. If you're not familiar with Johanna, her abilities are all very, very easy, but the build doesn't typically change either. So you're going to take Hold Your Ground at 1, you have got Eternal Retaliation or Sins Exposed at 4, 7's going to be Subdue all the time, 10 will be Blessed Shield 99% of the time, 13 will be Blessed Hammer, no, that is incorrect. That is a map-dependent pick. It's going to be Roar this go-round. 16 will be our Fanaticism. 20 is going to be either Radiating Faith or Indestructible. Radiating Faith, obviously going to usually be the better one. Oh no, that's still there for some reason. I must have double-pressed the button. Unfortunate. So the talents for Johanna, again, they don't change often, mainly because they kind of overlap in utility, which is a little bit sad. So I think Johanna's kit is very old, and while it is very strong in what it can do, it could use an update or two. I'm not going to lie to you. ETC got a couple big changes to his talent tiers a while ago in the effort to make him newer. And those were cool. A lot of people liked them with the Encore change. I think Johanna deserves some of the same treatment. So, but anyway, her abilities are all very simple, and we can talk about those now. Your Q is just a slow. It is called Punish. Punish is going to step her slightly forward, deal a little bit of damage, and then slow by 60%, which decays over 2 seconds. A decaying slow means that the slow is going to start very strong, and then rapidly drop off over that 2-second duration. So it's going to hold him in place real quick right at the beginning, and then progressively get worse. Now, that's going to change once we get our Subdue talent, but we'll talk about that when we get there. Your W is called Condemn. It is the most important part of Johanna's kit, because this makes her the premier wave clear tank. Johanna can basically hit W and hit Q on a wave, and it's in essence dead. It might take her a couple more auto attacks, but she can basically step into a wave and delete it, unlike every other tank. They tried to make Stitches a little bit better on the wave clear. I don't think it's good enough. It definitely does not compare to Johanna in terms of clear, and unless you're building Garrosh in a very specific way, he does not clear waves either. ETC is the only other character in the tank class that I think competes in wave clear, but you have to use 2 of his very long cooldown abilities to kill a wave, and you have to be at level 7 with your Pinball Wizard to do that. So, all things considered, Johanna has the strongest wave clear of any tank in the slot, because all of that wave clear is baked into her kit with Condemn. It's just that good. And then we've taken Sins Exposed as well on our E, which is going to help us clear more often by dealing a little bit extra damage to whatever is targeted when we deal damage to it, or an ally deals damage to it. It is really, really good. The only reason... the maps that you don't want to take Sins Exposed on are things like Tomb of the Spider Queen, Infernal Shrines... Braxis would be another one I would consider, or I would say take Eternal Retaliation on. Because Sins Exposed is giving you more damage and giving your team more damage on top of that, It is a very strong option, no matter what you're doing. So if you see people walking away with like less than half a health bar, but nobody on your team can actually deal the damage, you have big reasons to take Sins Exposed. So there you go. Shield Glare marks enemies for 4 seconds. The next time any ally damages them, they take 123 extra damage, and the mark is removed. 120 extra damage. It's basically, it's almost another Q. It's almost another one of your Qs. Just shy of an auto attack, honestly. So it's really good. Hopping over the wall to stop to run to get in the channel, and the Knights are going to be pushing. If you are new to the game, when you are playing on Dragonshire, remember, it is not the most important thing in the world to blindly run after the Dragon Knight. The objective is really strong, but the early objective is not. And it is not worth feeding the enemy team over and over and over again to get. So you want to be taking camps, you want to be pushing waves, you want to be knocking down walls a lot before really going full kamikaze for the Dragon Knight. So looks like Varian did pick up the Twin Blades. What a fantastic team player that guy is. Sonya gets me with the spear on the channel. It doesn't look like we're going to be taking the objective, so we need to run down to that bottom lane, save our DPS from dying with our big tanky abilities. Yeah. Yeah. When Johanna came out, she was 100% my favorite character, because Crusaders in D3 are... Crusaders and Barbarians are my favorite classes. Oh! Greymane rolls just barely out of that Hinterland Blast. Just... Can we get the D channel before anybody gets middle? It looks like we're fine. Everybody's showing on the map for the enemy team. 2 people top for some ungodly reason, but I'll take it. I like it when they do bad things. But Crusader, 100% one of my favorite characters in the game. Johanna and Sonya, really high up on my favorites list in this game for that reason. And I mean, ultimately, once you hit 10 with Johanna, using the Blessed Shield to just force your entire team to attack one target, it's really strong. Blessed Shield is a pick ultimate. You can think of it like a... Ooh, there's an owl. You can think of it like a hook. It doesn't have the same range, obviously, but that's basically what it's going to be doing. Big kill on the Greymane, sniping him on the runaway, and we're going to miss the Blessed Shield, unfortunately. The good news is it's a 60-second cooldown. It is insanely short for an ultimate that does as much CC as Blessed Shield does. It is fucking crazy how good the ability is. When compared to Falling Sword, obviously the fun factor is much different, but Falling Sword is really less consistent. Much less consistent. Anyway, your abilities, I mean, we didn't talk about Iron Skin. That's the last ability that Johanna has in her kit. It is an activatable D button, and it has been nerfed a little bit, so you do have to have a plan when you're pressing the button. But what it's going to do is give Johanna a 1080 health shield that lasts for 4 seconds and makes her completely unstoppable. Oh no! From the shadows. Oh, there we go. Hanzo deleting the Tyrande on the escape, and it looks like we're probably going to get Varian 2 unless he shield walls. What? There's my global healer. My Brightwing is available. There is the barrel from Chen. I should have my Iron Skin up in just a moment here. We're going to use it to run away. Can't be slowed. Brightwing making sure that healing drops onto me. Leoric going to die in the top lane, unfortunately, but as far as everything goes on the bottom side here, we can hold this just a little bit longer. We got to blind those Sonyas and Varians to keep ourselves alive. I've got another shield, so I should just be able to walk out, because that's what we do with Johanna. Casually walking away is our birthright. Now, the talents for Johanna, again, they're not going to be different when you're playing games, apart from your level 4 and your potentially level 16 and 13. That's almost 50% of the talents that can be different, so I guess we can talk about those. But normally, your one, hold your ground, you're not going to take anything different. Reinforce is good, but ultimately having the unstoppable is the most important thing that you can do on the character. Big Arrow, we're trying to zone off the Tyrande, but it doesn't look like she is very scared of us. And Sonya's going to die because they're so very far away from their team as we kite back. Still zoning the Tyrande. No hit on the Hinterland Blast there, but we do manage to get the Shrine. We can keep pulling them in, even though I don't have any mana whatsoever. Chen making his way down from the top, jumping on our Falstad. We've got it channeled with our Leoric. Everything turning up aces. 1 kill, 1 dragon, soon to be 1 fort for nothing. So hold your ground is going to give you cooldown reduction on your D. And since it's a 25-second cooldown, that cooldown reduction is massively important. And then you're going to increase the health of the shield by 60%, which makes it harder to chew through, which means that you can stay unstoppable for longer of that duration, which is what Johanna wants to do. Like I said, Reinforce is good for the physical armor, but really, unless you're in a very, very specific circumstance, it's probably not worth it. And then the heal, Laws of Hope, it used to be really good, and nowadays it's just, there's so much stuff that can stop your healing, and Anna is a pretty big, damn it. I didn't have my shield up there, so I made a bad decision by running at the enemy team. That is all me. Ooh! The long-range snipe from the Falstad. The Hinterland Blast taking the Tyrande off of the map for just as long as I am. Love it. Now, where was I? Oh, right. There's only one level 1 talent. Just always take Hold Your Ground. It's too good. Lets you make better decisions as Johanna. Lets you have your shield up more often, which is really what she needs to do most of her aggressive, tanky stuff. So your level 4 talent we already talked about. I don't think we need to jump down to that anymore. But level 7, super important that you take Subdue. This is a questing talent, but you do not have to ever think that the quest is the most important part of the talent. As long as you're hitting 2 or more people with your Q, they are going to be slowed by 80%. That is a ridiculous amount of slow. It's basically a root, and you're going to hold 2 people in place for that entire, what is it? Let's see. Yeah, that is a 2-second, 80% slow that no longer decays. So if you're hitting 2 people with your Q, they're basically fucked beyond all reason. And then if you manage to hit 4 people on the enemy team all at once with your Q, that slow is going to be permanent, even if you only hit 1 person. So the quest is good. You do want to aim for it if you have the possibility, but don't feel like you have to complete it because you can just aim at 2 people instead and do just as much CC. It's so fucking strong. The reasons that you're not picking Blessed Momentum or Zealous Glare is because both of them require you to make a lot of auto-attacking happen. And to be perfectly honest with you, it's not really a thing that Johanna should be worrying too much about. Number 1, because if you're auto-attacking, you're not really doing a good job body blocking. If you're trying to weave in auto-attacks while body blocking, you're fucking up your body block. So that's the space that you want to be in to auto-attack anyway. And thinking about, let's say, Zealous Glare, it increases the duration of the blind, but it also further increases the duration of the blind when you auto-attack people. But let's say we've blinded Greymane. He is just going to roll away from us, so we can't auto-attack him anymore. And we don't have any way to really chase after him to continue doing that. Same thing with Tyrande. She can either stun us, or she can just shadow walk away. Just lots of... It's difficult for Johanna to become the auto-attacking tank character that everybody wants her to be when they pick these talents. I don't think it's good. Now, your... Ooh, just absolutely laser precision, says Falstad, into the Tyrande, and we're going to kick that Sonya to death as well with the Dragon Knight. I love it! I think Blessed Momentum could be good if it actually reduced the cooldown of your Iron Skid, your trait. As it stands right now, all it does is decrease the cooldown of your regular abilities, which is your Q, your W, and your E, and that is not enough, because it only reduces the cooldown by 0.5 seconds. Looks like we're just going to end the game. No reason to really stick it out here. Oh, there's the barrel. Fucking up our core. Oh my god, big stuns everywhere. Oh no! I'm going to miss the shield completely. My Falstad is going to die. Securing the MVP for my Hanzo, which is the real goal at the end of the day. Just playing a little bit of a shadow game on the other side of things. Anyway, the rest of the talents. The other big one you can take away from this is the 13. Your level 13 talent, I take Roar to increase the damage of our Q, our Punish. There's the Hanzo MVP. He deserves it. He's only been doing this for his entire life, training so long with that bow in the woods, like Robin Hood. Falstad didn't even make it on the board, which is a little bit unfortunate, considering that he literally cooked Tyrande over and over again, like it was, you know, backyard on the grill with the lightning. Colonel Mustard? I don't know. But your 13 talent on maps like Infernal Shrines, or I would even say Tomb of the Spider Queen, you can take the Spinning Hammer's Blessed Hammer, which is going to help your wave clear immensely. It's going to help your shrine clear ridiculously so, because you basically just yank everybody together with your Condemn, hit your one key, and then just blast shit with Blessed Hammer damage. Is really good for that. And then 16 changes when you need to slow down auto attackers. This case specifically, Varian, Greymane, even Sonya and Tyrande, if they get hit with Imposing Presence or they attack Johanna, they've got their attack speed slowed, and then they just get ritualistically butt-fucked on the rest of their damage. So it is insanely strong in this case specifically, but normally we'd be taking Fanaticism to make sure that we can move faster as a tank when we have our shield up, which means that we can be more aggressive, which means that we can do more of what Johanna is good at, because move speed on a tank is ridiculous. And then 20 upgrade, there it is. I will normally take this over Indestructible because I don't usually have any concerns about dying with Johanna. And even if we do die, if we've ripped our ult and we've ripped all of our other cooldowns to do the best that we can, there's really no reason for us to live beyond that point other than soaking damage. So it's like, prolonging your death with Johanna isn't the greatest thing in the world. Just because you do want to die, you want to get the death timer out quick, you want to make sure that your team can do everything that they're doing to their maximum ability. So, I mean, it does exist that way. But anyway, take the shield upgrade. It's just better. Indestructible if you really, really, really have to have it for some reason. And then forget about blinded by the light, because it's just lame. I'm sorry. It sucks. But anyway, thanks so much for hanging out. That is going to do it for me. And this week, we'll be back next week to... I forgot how the alphabet goes from here on in, but I'm sure it's more fun for most of you than Johanna and Jaina. Even though I loved both of those characters very, very much. I'll see you then. Peace out. GG's.